A Detroit nonprofit is accused of preying on low-income residents and stealing their homes.
Federal officials say more than 30 houses in Wayne County, primarily in Detroit, were impacted by this scheme that targeted those at risk of facing tax foreclosure.
Welcome to this week's episode of Screw the State. If you want to watch something that's going to make your blood boil, this is a news report out of Detroit. And what it is a low-income housing nonprofit who's tied in deep with the city. And what they were doing, instead of helping people into low-income housing, is they were accessing all the tax lien records, or the tax records that the city has, because they have access to all that stuff very freely and easily, being tied in with the city. And what they were doing is they were finding low-income people who had properties who were delinquent on their taxes or maybe even in default. And then they were foreclosing on those people, setting up new titles, and then selling those properties out from under the original owners to unwitting buyers who had no idea that they were fraudulently foreclosing on these houses or putting liens on them and then reselling them for a cash profit. It's disgusting.
According to the federal complaint, the FBI started looking into Zenia Thomas, director of homeownership programs at the United Community Housing Coalition, last November, when a special unit within Wayne County suspected she was filing fraudulent quitclaim deeds and falsifying documents.
This is a pervasive crime that occurs. The problem is that the entry level for the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Department of Justice is higher than the typical fraud that occurs.
But in this case, federal investigators discovered Thomas allegedly conspired to steal over 30 properties from low-income residents. Here's how the feds say the scheme worked. Thomas allegedly filed a number of phony deeds who would then transfer the target properties from the victim owners to interim owners who didn't exist before ultimately selling the house to unsuspecting third parties. The United Community Housing Coalition says they're cooperating with the investigation and the individuals involved have been suspended. The United Community Housing Coalition works with the city of Detroit, who said in a statement they're aware of the investigation for several months and don't believe it has affected the quality service the city of Detroit is receiving from UCHC in our right to counsel and other programs. In Detroit, Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Detroit.
So what do you guys think? Think it's not affecting the service that they're able to provide the citizens of Detroit? What a joke. and they always circle the wagons, and they're always so quick to be like, oh, we're aware of it, but we're really out there doing some good. They stole 30 houses. They stole 30 houses. They scammed low-income people, the people they're supposed to be helping. But it's not affecting it. We're good. We're good. No, nothing to see here anyways. So there it is, guys. This is the kind of dirty stuff that's out there. But what does this mean to us? So you're probably here because maybe you're a real estate investor or you have some idea that you might want to get into this stuff. Well, unfortunately for these people, they've been screwed, and it's going to take a long time and money to get this unwound and for them to get their properties back. And for most low-income people, this might be the only shot they have at ever owning anything. And these people at this nonprofit completely screwed them out of it. So it's going to be a rough road to hoe for those people, unfortunately. But here's what we can learn from this. All right, us real estate investors. First off, you need to be aware that tax liens are a thing. You need to start looking at tax liens, okay? You need to start looking at people who are delinquent or in default or in danger of foreclosure because of their tax liens. And you can get that information usually from the county. It takes a little bit. There are services that do that. And then you can skip trace them, meaning you can pay a service to actually look up all the names and addresses of anybody who might have been connected with that property. Because these people are probably in trouble and they might need to get out of it. And that's a way for you to come in and start to figure out how you can give a cash offer for their property, which is probably a little beat up anyway and it's going to need a lot of work, and get them out of it. And then you can pay off their taxes and then flip it to a rehabber or someone who's going to flip the property and take care of it. So you can just get in, find the people, they're in trouble, they have pressure, they have motivation, and they probably need the money to get out of it before a nonprofit comes in and just pulls the rug out from under them anyway. So that's the first thing, is that tax liens are a thing, guys. They did it 30 times, That's a lot of properties for enterprising people to go look for, but we're going to do it ethically, empathetically, and of course, legally. All right. So tax liens are a thing. And the second lesson we can take from this, and I get a lot of heat for this, is that this is how scummy the real estate game is, the real estate business is. This is the kind of people that get attracted to it. They see the easy money. They see people who are vulnerable, and they see a chance to take advantage of someone. But we're not going to do that. We don't do that here at the Underground Wholesaler. This is the exact opposite of what we teach, okay? I mean, the fact that a nonprofit organization that's supposed to be helping these people, I guarantee you this nonprofit organization, they don't pay taxes, all right? They probably get a lot of tax credits. They probably get a lot of funding from the city since they're so tied in. They're probably buddies with a lot of people who work in high places in the city, and they're out there, doing predatory stuff and the people they're supposed to help. It's awful. So I really feel for these folks. I hope they get it unwound. But before these vultures at the city can get to these folks who have tax liens and are going to go into default and are going to get foreclosed on, you need to get to them, okay? Ethical, empathetic, and good wholesalers, all right? You need to go find these people, figure out what their problems are, and say, hey, I can pay off this tax lien for you. I can get this squared away for you. I can get rid of this property for you, and you can get some cash, and we can all walk away happy. So there you have it, guys. That's our episode this week of Screw the State. It just never ends. Do you want to get into real estate investing? Do you want to start wholesaling, but you don't know where to start? You don't have any money, and you don't even have a contract. On Amazon, you can buy my book, We Buy Houses Cash, the inside story of a wholesale real estate investor buying homes with no money down. This is the book that I wrote that gives you the A to Z nuts and bolts about wholesale real estate investing, as well as stories from live negotiations that I did that were a success and a few of them that went horribly wrong, so you can learn the right way to do wholesale real estate. Available on Amazon. Are you short on money to fund your business? On this video and the link below, you can get to Fund and Grow, where they will give you the money to fund your business so you can actually get the leads that you need to start qualifying good sellers so you can get good deals in the front door and start making money and get your business going the right way. This is our website. You can get a link to the book right here. You can get a link to our contracts. These are the same contracts that I use to buy over $3 million of single family homes right here at the top, as well as links to Fund and Grow, where you can get your business funded.